Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. All right, let's get into it. Because this is the kind of rumor that shakes up not just a team, but the entire AFC and NFC dynamic. T. Higgins leaving the Cincinnati Bengals? That's not just a move, that's an earthquake. We're talking about one of Joe Burrow's most trusted weapons, a guy who's been the heartbeat of that offense when Ja'Marr Chase is double covered, suddenly packing his bags and heading to the nation's capital. Washington Commanders fans, buckle up. This might be the move that signals a brand new era for your franchise. For months, people have been whispering that Higgins wasn't happy with how negotiations were going in Cincinnati. The franchise tag, the stalled contract talks, the uncertainty about his future. All that frustration might have finally boiled over. Now, word on the street is that Washington came in strong, offering not just the money, but the respect, the role, and the vision that Higgins has been craving. And if this is true, the Commanders just pulled off one of the biggest heists of the offseason, snatching a top-tier receiver from a Super Bowl contender and planting him right in the middle of their rebuild story. This isn't just about a new player joining a team. It's about a statement being made by an organization desperate to change its image. The Commanders, after years of inconsistency, front office drama, and quarterback chaos, might finally be getting serious about surrounding their young core with legit firepower. T. Higgins brings that. He's 6'4", strong, athletic, and fearless at the catch point. He's not just a possession receiver, he's a game changer. Imagine him lining up alongside Terry McLaurin, giving the Commanders a 1-2 punch that could instantly scare defensive coordinators across the league. This duo could redefine Washington's offensive identity. And if they can get even average quarterback play, suddenly this offense looks dangerous. Fans in D.C. have been starving for excitement, and this move, if it's really happening, feels like that first big step towards something new. The Bengals, on the other hand, are left scratching their heads, wondering how to replace one of their key offensive pillars in the middle of their championship window. You can almost feel the tension bubbling in Cincinnati. For years, it felt like Burrow, Chase, and Higgins were building something special, a trio built for long playoff runs, highlight reels, and championship banners. Losing Higgins throws a wrench into that dream. Some insiders say this move didn't happen overnight. Apparently, the Bengals front office had been warned. Higgins wanted a long-term deal, something that reflected his value as more than just Burrow's second option. But with the massive contracts already committed to Burrow and Chase looming, something had to give. Washington saw an opening and pounced. It's a gutsy play by a franchise that's been living in the shadow of mediocrity for far too long. Higgins might be walking into a team still searching for its identity, but he brings leadership, swagger, and playoff experience, things the Commanders have sorely lacked. Cincinnati fans, though, are already lighting up social media, calling this the beginning of the end for their Super Bowl hopes. In Washington, it's a completely different vibe. The energy has shifted. Fans are buzzing, and players are reportedly thrilled at the idea of having a true WR1B next to McLaurin. It's not just about production, it's about setting a tone. When a player like Higgins joins your locker room, it signals to everyone that this organization is serious about winning. The Commanders haven't had a consistent offensive identity in years, bouncing between coaching changes, scheme overhauls, and quarterback experiments. But Higgins' arrival could be that stabilizing force that changes the narrative. Think about the matchups. Defensive backs won't know who to double. Offensive coordinators can finally open up the playbook. Even the running game could benefit from the added attention on the outside. It's a domino effect, and Washington just tipped the first one. If this rumor solidifies into reality, the Commanders could be on the verge of their most exciting season in a decade. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, the questions pile up. How do you replace T. Higgins' production, his chemistry with Burrow, his reliability on third down? The Bengals have drafted well, sure, but there's no one in that room who replicates his skill set. This isn't just losing a wideout, it's losing a culture piece. Burrow is a calm leader, but make no mistake, this one stings. There's already talk that Cincinnati might turn to the draft or explore trades to fill the gap. But let's be honest, players like Higgins don't grow on trees. The Bengals' offense may have to evolve, lean more on Chase, and hope someone steps up. But when your window is now, When your franchise quarterback is in his prime, losing a weapon like this can derail everything. Bengals fans will try to stay optimistic, but it's hard not to feel like a chapter just closed. And yet, for T. Higgins, this might be the fresh start he's been waiting for. In Washington, he's not a supporting actor, he's a co-star. He'll have the spotlight, the targets, and the freedom to play his style of football. If the Commanders' coaching staff can build an offense around his strengths, this could be a career-defining move. It's not just about money or location, it's about opportunity. Sometimes, a change of scenery brings out the best in a player, and Higgins has all the tools to become a household name, and DC fans love a redemption story. And this one has all the ingredients. A talented receiver underappreciated by his former team, a hungry franchise desperate to rise, and a chance to flip the script on the entire NFL narrative. Buckle up. This could be just the beginning of something wild. Now here's where things get even spicier. The ripple effects of this move are about to hit every corner of the league. If T. Higgins really joins the Commanders, it forces other teams to adjust. Defenses in the NFC East, already dealing with the firepower of Dallas and Philadelphia, now have to contend with another serious threat in Washington. Think about it. McLaurin on one side, Higgins on the other, Curtis Samuel, if he stays, in the slot. That's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Suddenly, Washington's offense transforms from predictable to unpredictable. And this could also change the way the Commanders approach the draft. With their receiving core solidified, they can focus on offensive line depth or quarterback development. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, the front office is probably scrambling, trying to rework their strategy for the future. Losing Higgins could push them to prioritize another receiver early in the draft, or maybe even explore a blockbuster trade to bring in a replacement. Either way, the dominoes are falling fast, and the league is paying attention. What's fascinating is how this move also changes the perception of both franchises. The Bengals, who have been one of the model organizations over the last few years, suddenly look vulnerable, maybe even human. They've been praised for building through the draft, developing talent, and creating a culture of confidence around Burrow. But losing Higgins exposes the financial realities of trying to keep a star-studded roster together. You can't pay everyone. And on the flip side, Washington, long mocked for front office blunders, finally looks like they're making strategic, aggressive decisions. This isn't a panic move, this is vision. It's about timing, about seeing opportunity where others see chaos. The Commanders are betting that adding Higgins could fast-track their rebuild and ignite their fan base. It's risky, but the NFL rewards boldness, and for once, Washington seems ready to roll the dice. The new ownership has been preaching change, and this feels like the first real step toward delivering on that promise. Then there's T. Higgins himself, the man at the center of this storm. You can already picture him in that burgundy and gold uniform, walking into the facility with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. He's not the loud, flashy type, he's a competitor, a worker. But make no mistake, Higgins knows exactly how good he is, and he's ready to show it. In Washington, he'll get that chance. A new playbook, a new quarterback, a new city, all the ingredients for reinvention. And if he clicks early, this could be one of those moves people talk about for years, like when Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo and transformed Josh Allen's career. The Commanders might be hoping for that same kind of magic. It's not just about adding talent. It's about creating synergy, belief, and momentum. Higgins has the personality and skill to become that spark plug. He's been in playoff battles, he's made clutch catches, and now he's bringing that championship DNA to a locker room that's been starving for it. Of course, every big move like this comes with risk. What if Higgins struggles to adapt? What if the Commanders' quarterback situation doesn't improve? Those are valid concerns. But the upside here is massive. Washington isn't just adding a wide receiver, they're adding an identity. Higgins changes the way defenses play them. He opens up space for McLaurin, and he gives whoever's under center a reliable target who can bail them out when things break down. It's a safety net and a statement all in one. And for Higgins, the motivation will be sky high. He's stepping out of Chase's shadow, finally getting the chance to prove he can be the guy. Every route, every touchdown, every post-game interview will be a reminder that sometimes betting on yourself pays off. Washington fans will rally around that energy, and if the Commanders start winning early, Higgins could instantly become the face of the franchise's rebirth. Meanwhile, you can feel the ripple of disappointment in Cincinnati. The Burrow-Higgins chase era felt like it was built to last, a modern NFL trio destined for rings. Now, it feels like a door closing too soon. Fans are emotional, and they have every right to be. Losing a homegrown star hurts, especially when it's someone as respected and consistent as Higgins. But this is the business side of football rearing its head. Cap space, contracts, timing, it all plays a role. The Bengals will move forward, they always do, but the chemistry they had won't be easily replicated. The offense will have to evolve, maybe leaning on a more balanced attack. Still, the emotional blow can't be understated. For Burrow, this might be his first real test of leadership under adversity. Can he keep this team focused, hungry, and confident without one of his best friends and teammates on the field? That's the story to watch in Cincinnati now. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. At the end of the day, rumors like this don't just create headlines. They create hope, drama, and endless debate. Higgins to the Commanders might sound wild, but it's exactly the kind of move that shakes up the league and forces everyone to take notice. Whether it's real or just smoke for now, it captures something every football fan loves: possibility. What if this happens? What could it mean? For Washington fans, it means belief. Belief that their team might finally be stepping into the modern NFL era with confidence and direction. For Bengals fans, it's a harsh reminder that windows close fast in this league. And for Higgins, it could be the start of a whole new legacy. Whether this rumor becomes reality or just fades into off-season myth, one thing's for sure: everyone's watching, everyone's talking, and the NFL just got a whole lot more interesting. Sources familiar with the situation hint that discussions are ongoing and complex, involving multiple contingency plans, conditional agreements, and careful management of public perception. Geno Smith, whose professional journey has been defined by resilience, strategic growth, and adaptability, is reportedly being evaluated not only for his on-field capabilities, but also for his potential to influence locker room culture, mentoring younger players while helping to stabilize an offense in transition. The Raiders, according to whispers, are considering all possible ramifications of a trade, from immediate performance impacts to long-term roster flexibility and salary cap implications, indicating a level of strategic foresight that goes beyond simple player valuation. Analysts speculate that this potential trade could create a ripple effect throughout the league, forcing rival teams to reassess quarterback priorities and draft strategies. While fans are engrossed in imagining the scenarios, highlight reels, and storylines that could emerge, social media activity demonstrates a growing obsession with the narrative, as discussions about chemistry, strategy, and potential outcomes dominate forums and online communities. The speculation itself has become a central storyline, capturing attention, shaping expectations, and transforming an off-season rumor into a phenomenon capable of influencing league-wide dynamics, fan engagement, and media discourse, highlighting the sheer impact of anticipation in modern professional football. Finally, the buzz around a potential Raiders-Commanders trade involving Geno Smith has reached a point where it transcends the boundaries of rumor and has become a central topic of NFL conversation, dominating discussions among fans, analysts, and media personalities alike. Sources suggest that while nothing has been finalized, both organizations are navigating negotiations carefully, weighing strategic, financial, and cultural considerations in equal measure. Geno Smith, whose career trajectory has been marked by peaks and valleys, is portrayed as a transformative presence capable of shifting team dynamics, enhancing offensive cohesion, and potentially redefining the Commanders' competitive outlook. Raiders management, on the other hand, is reportedly focused on leveraging the trade to optimize roster flexibility, develop future talent, and manage salary cap implications effectively, demonstrating a multifaceted approach to franchise management. Analysts are actively modeling potential scenarios, projecting game outcomes, and speculating about the broader impact on divisional rivalries and league standings, while fans are engrossed in imagining highlight plays, emerging star connections, and dramatic narrative arcs. The evolving story is emblematic of how a single potential trade can capture collective imagination, influence strategic thinking across the league, and generate anticipation that rivals any on-field drama. Whether realized or not, The mere possibility has solidified itself as one of the most captivating off-season stories in recent NFL history, blending rumor, speculation, and genuine strategic intrigue into a narrative that refuses to fade from conversation. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.